Zombies.
What about him, Nathan?
Well, George A. Romero was in town the other day,
It's true.
and
He looked really
because
lonely when I walked by his booth.
oh really?
There
Oh,
was
I
no
guess
line. He was just kind of there.
I was at the panel and there was a good number of people there, but I guess yeah. I guess because of that, I bought a Blu-ray called Night Riders, and with that Blu-ray, I also purchased Wonderful 101. But I am hogging the zombie spotlight. I meant to ask you about something you did, and I don't know what it is, so that's why it's hard to kind of lead right into it. But George Romero invented zombies. John enjoys zombies. There you go. What happened? What was the zombie thing? You did a zombie thing.
This weekend for a friend's birthday, I went to a zombie survival simulator.
Okay. Is that like, you're all in a park and there's some people dressed as zombies and other people are survivors?
It was at a, I'm trying to think of what you'd call it, like not a convention center, but just like kind of like a sports center. Like there was like an arena and there was like a gym.
Okay.
Like a bunch of rooms on the side, stuff like that. But they took over this entire building and basically overrun it with zombies. So the idea was you all run inside this building, run away from zombies that are chasing you from the outside.
Okay.
And then you have to scrounge around for weaponry and food and shelter and then try to survive for 18 hours.
Like literal real time 18 hours?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's like kind of a... Like, honestly, I don't want to, like, make the direct comparison. So this is like LARPing, but with zombies?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. But there's, like, set rules and everything, and I'm assuming... What weaponry, how does this fight work in these rules?
You hit them.
Oh, with, like, a foam bat or something?
Yeah, it's all foam weapons, or depending on what you found. I had to go around with a pylon, because that's the only thing I could grab in time.
Okay.
One of the people in my group had brought their own giant bat. Another person found a board with nails in it, and the last person in our group had nothing.
So like a foam
Yeah,
thing with foam
stick
nails?
and foam nails. Yeah.
Okay. I guess cool, inventive use of foam. So the pylon, are you just like Frank West, like putting it on their head, or is it like bludgeoning?
I had it like a bat, like I was like spinning around in my hand, just like ready to swing it if anything came nearby. And then I grabbed like a plastic lid or something that I could use as a shield or to tackle people. So
I guess say you're a survivor and it's like hour 10 and you get overrun by zombies. Do you then turn, or are you out of the game?
yeah, if they bite you on the head or torso, you're out of the game. But if they bite you on the arm, you can hack off your arm and then go around the rest of the game with just one arm or one leg.
But you can't become a zombie, I guess, is kind of what I'm saying.
You can become a zombie. That's actually what you do if you get killed off. Is you go
Okay, good.
back
Okay.
room, yeah.
Because I guess like if you're participating in this 18-hour event, it would be super lame if it's just like, yeah, that person's actually just done. Like they're defeated. But I guess a zombie could be killed, and then are they just defeated?
If they get killed, they just walk off and then just spawn somewhere else.
Okay, so you get to respawn.
Yeah.
But cool. Oh, how many people were participating in this thing?
150, I think.
Wow.
That's how many tickets they had for the first day. They did 2 days. They did Saturday and Sunday. We only went to Saturdays.
Okay. I mean, like, I've heard of, like, zombie runs and stuff, but this sounds much more like this is a game.
This is much more intricate, yeah. It was unique to say the least. There were guns hidden around, airsoft guns, but, I mean, they still fired airsoft pellets, so you were still shooting people.
Mm-hmm.
And there were bandits running around just murdering survivors, so you weren't only surviving against the zombies, also, like, these random bandits who would break into your shelter and try to kill you.
Okay.
So I actually didn't run into a single zombie up until when I got killed. Instead, I spent the majority of my time either resting in a safe house or dodging bullets.
From other people? Like,
Yes.
the worst enemy is man, that whole thing?
From the bandits, yeah. None of the other survivors really attacked us, but just these bandits, which were literally people running around with, like, machine gun, airsoft guns meant to kill people.
Are these, like, event staff, or is that, like, a weird role?
Event staff, yeah.
Okay. Cool. I guess I didn't know that was another part of this zombie fad was, like, in-depth survival simulations, but that's kind of more intriguing to me than, like, a marathon with makeup, you know? Like, that's kind of cool. But I don't know. Although I wasn't there, was it a fun event, or you said you were hanging out in a safe house? Like, did you find it actually wasn't all that exciting, or was it
Yeah, the way I played it wasn't all that fun, to be honest.
okay? But practical. But you said you didn't make it; you were killed. So
Yeah, what happened was we went. I think we were in 2 hours in one safe room. There was about 20 of us, and then bandits rushed down our door. So we ran outside, ran around the entire building, then came back in through the main entrance. Then a bunch of us split up. We went to a different safe house. That one got rushed by bandits. I actually got hurt guarding the doorway. They crashed into it so hard I got slammed into a bench, so I've got a huge bruise on the side of my body.
okay, so not like foam bat hurt, like
No, like
actually
actual
wounded.
hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, so then, but I survived that rush, and then this was about 4 or 5 hours in. So at this point, I was getting hungry. We were supposed to go around and scavenge for food, but someone who had been sitting in our base for about an hour or two doing nothing, suddenly turned into a zombie and killed me.
Oh, is this like part of the rules of just like there are secretly
Apparently,
infected people that have like a
we
card
weren't
or
told
something?
this. We weren't told
Okay.
this. It just happened. So there, but when he did this, like he accidentally slammed me into another bench, which then smacked up my ankle. So my entire right side is like just riddled with bruises.
So from your simulation, you're now
Yeah.
kind of down and out. That sucks, but fun overall. Sounds potentially cool, but
I feel like what I expected was not what I got. I expected something more akin to what the bandits were doing, just running around, just kind of like nonstop action.
okay. Like it seems like their role is to kind of mix it up, keep you from just stagnating and hanging out.
Yeah.
Because it's just like I'll just pass the clock. Like I played Dead Rising. I'll just grab a bunch of orange juice and stand on top of this pagoda. And
Yeah,
I'll just
exactly.
hang out here for 18 hours.
Yeah, their role seemed a lot more fun than what I was doing. So I wish I had been like a bit more action-packed and run around. Like I never got to swing at a zombie at all.
Oh, okay.
And
Like,
I
I
got
guess like your zombie team could just elect to like, all right, we're gonna go out zombie hunting for no good reason.
yeah,
Like,
but at that point, then like you're risking like the bandits running up and killing you. So
okay,
it
yeah.
really was more so you were hiding from the bandits. The zombies were a non-threat.
It's just
Uh,
Bandit Simulator. So it's basically, yeah, this just sounds like DayZ then at some point. Just the
Kinda.
people are the real reason that you need to hide. But worth the cost? I'm assuming this was a costly thing.
Yeah, it was a bit costly. My experience was not worth it. Other people's were.
Right.
So,
I guess, yeah, sorry, we've already firmly established that this was a bit disappointing.
yeah.
But,
But I tried out being a zombie for a bit, and yeah, by the time we turned into zombies, it kind of became pretty shitty for the zombies because the major group that people were trying to kill were downstairs in a weight room with all the lights off.
okay.
So, and they had flashlights, so you couldn't see anything till they turned on their flashlights and got you.
Clever, I guess, but I
Yeah.
don't know. Just
The other-
sitting in the dark for a day sounds terrible.
Yeah, so it was like me and another dude that was in my group when we got converted. We walked up into this room, we couldn't see anything, and then suddenly we were just smacked on the back of the head. And we're just like, oh, well, I guess we're dead now.
Bats.
Yeah.
Okay. Weak.
The other problem, like, you also couldn't see, like, anything with the masks on. Like, the visibility was pretty bad.
Mhm.
So, like, we just started, like, tripping over each other.
Oh, what? It's just latex zombie mask?
It's a giant latex mask, but with, like, eye protection over where the eyes are because
Okay.
the airsoft guns.
Yeah, right.
So when we go back and spawn to a different place, there were people literally just standing by where the zombies would spawn to attack them immediately, so they couldn't actually do anything.
Yeah, this sounds
So
kind of like an
people
imbalanced
were-
video game.
Yeah, it was people were spawn camping the zombies.
Yep.
And then also by the time that we had like started doing stuff, the military storyline wise had just shown up. So there were another armed group running around with machine guns shooting at zombies. So we were by that time I was just like, okay, this is fucking stupid. I've been shot at a bunch. I'm sick of this shit, and I just left early.
Screw this, I'm going home.
Yeah,
I'm bruised up.
I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'm done. I got there at 5 a.m. and I left at 1, and I was supposed to be there till 11 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was just like, nope.
10 hours early.
Yep. Out of the group of 4 I was in, I was the second one to die. I think I died around 10:30, 11.
Mm.
And the last 2 people in our group lost at 5 and 6 p.m.
Okay. And
So-
there's no birthday cake or anything after? Wasn't this a birthday thing? Or
It had been a birthday thing for them, but yeah, no, everyone was too exhausted at that point.
Okay, so still, despite it not being a marathon, physically taxing, but yeah. All right, that's too bad. Is this like the first annual? Like, is this the first time they're trying this? Or are they gonna fine tune it or
This is, I
something?
think, the second time in Calgary. I'm not sure if it's second or something like that. Like they've ran it in Edmonton before.
Okay.
The video trailer they showed seemed a lot more interesting than what my actual experience was,
Hmm.
which
Like
I guess it
I'm
shows the
hearing kind
magic of
of
editing.
yeah. Like from what I'm hearing like kind of intriguing notions of just like they scripted out an event. They have kind of secret turns and twists and stuff in it.
Yeah.
But if the practical reality is you're sitting in a room in the dark or you're out early and you just wander around with like a weird mask on, I don't know. That's a little weird. Like, I wonder if they could just like make it a general zombie festival, and then it's like, hey, if you're like just done playing the game, we got a Night of the Living Dead marathon over here or something. Like just other
Yeah.
events related to
Yeah,
stuff.
there was nothing else like that. I was like, once they deemed either every survivor was dead or that they couldn't find any of the remaining survivors, then they just are like, all right, event's over, and then anyone who survived gets their character survives to the next time they play, so they get to bring back all their same weaponry.
Oh, okay. That's so. Do you get a certificate or something?
I
Or-
guess I don't know. Like, there was one guy in our group. He had a giant shield, a baseball bat, and like armor all over his arms. He's like, yeah, I got all this from like last time.
Oh, okay.
So even he seemed like he had a better time last time.
Hmm. That's a shame. I guess I was kind of expecting that to be like a fun, happy story about a cool thing, but oh
No, like I
well.
said, other people probably had a good time. I had a pretty time. But I mean, I did it for the friend's birthday, so in that aspect, like it was still fun to do. But
Yeah.
I think if I ever do that again, I'm gonna ask if I can just be a bandit because that really seems like more what I would rather.
Like right out of the gate, just get
Yeah,
involved
so
in the side
can
of
I
things.
just like be a dick?
As
I
part of
would,
this,
yeah.
yeah.
Because like it also didn't help that obviously we weren't scavenging for food that much because we were just kind of staying safe. So like I was drained for energy by the time I got killed off.
What were the food supplies on
Supposedly like
offer?
cans of peaches and stuff like that. We were told
Great.
to bring a can opener.
Okay.
That we were allowed to bring a bottle of water and a can opener. That's the only two things we were allowed to bring. But apparently some other people were allowed to bring weaponry too.
I guess yeah. This sounds like it's taking itself weirdly seriously. It's not like you found the pizza wagon. It's just like, all right, awesome. Or there's like a
Yeah,
secret food truck.
no,
Like
no,
it's more of a event, less an actual simulation. Because it's just like, great, I found a can of peaches. Like that's not a party. That's not fun. But that's
it's meant
survival.
yeah, it's meant to be like a proper simulator.
I no, I get it. It's just like I don't know. That's not
Like there were all these things
festival.
like you could go use the washroom, but there's a odds are you could be attacked while using the washroom, which happened to some people.
Okay.
So there's nothing quite like just having to like pee and then having your leg grabbed and being bitten.
And have your airsoft pistol ready or whatever. Like yeah,
If you
that's
could find one, yeah. Like anyone who found a gun was just running around kind of murdering people. We found a shotgun in our group, but it was broken. And then we asked like the guys running, he's like, "Hey, the shotguns are broken. What does this mean?" And they're like, "Well, have fun." And then they walked away.
like that's part of it.
I
Or
guess.
they at least narrativized it to be part of it.
Yeah. So
All right.
everyone thought all the shotguns were broken. So one of the zombies attacked someone who had a shotgun. Ends up that shotgun wasn't broken.
Oh, okay.
He got shot in the face, and then when he showed back up to where all the other zombies were resting, it was nice and bloody. So
Oh,
ends up an
okay.
airsoft, even like a giant latex mask, does not protect from airsoft shots at that close range.
Lessons learned.
Yep.
What was the name of this thing? Like the second in
Stay
Calgary
dead.
Zone? Stay dead. Okay. Um. Hmm. How does it compare to the video game Dead
I,
Rising
I'd
3?
rather. I haven't played Dead Rising 3 yet, but
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
told it's good.
So you'd rather sit at home and play Dead Rising?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless I was a bandit, then I'd be like having the time of my life.
Right. Okay. Or Left 4 Dead, I suppose. That is another popular zombie survival experience. The reason I'm bringing these up, though, is just that's more our ballpark here. We're not so much live action games. We're more so like software and stuff on
Mm.
the top-down perspective. May 6th edition.
Yep.
So I'm happy you're here, John.
I'm happy I survived. survived outside.
Yes. Welcome back to the safe zone of couch gaming.
I'm so safe here. I'm so safe. But
Yeah.
my neck has been hurting since. My side's bruised up.
Yeah, you brought that up, and I wasn't sure if that was just like a posture thing, and I was in trouble, or it's just like, no, don't get thrown into benches. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think really the takeaway from this weekend is fuck benches.
Benches are not good.
Benches are the true evil.
Like, I guess, was it free reign? Like, could you move a bench in front of a door?
The benches I kept crashing into were bolted down, but like we moved like garbage lids into place. That's why I was holding back when I got knocked into the first bench.
Right. Man, I mean, again, it sounds cool, but it sounds like the practical reality is also not fun in its own way. So I guess I'm glad I missed it.
Who would have thought a zombie apocalypse would suck?
Yeah, I mean, it just sounds so fun in the movies and TV shows, but reality, not so much. Canned peaches, bleh. No thanks. I wonder how many, survival books and anything. Anyway, video games. We're talking about those now. We're moving on. John, did you play some interactive like video entertainment like with controllers and stuff?
I did.
This week, or were you too busy fighting zombies? Okay. What do you got this week?
I'm kind of sad Sean isn't here because I finished off Rusty's Real Deal Baseball.
You finished it? Oh man.
Well, the storyline. I finished the storyline.
Okay, fair. I haven't started playing it yet. Like we had to charge the 3DS like today. So I'm probably going to start playing it tonight, I guess. But I'm going to hear your thoughts on it, so maybe you can dissuade me or encourage me. Was it fun? Was it good? Baseball minigames?
It was an interesting experience, to say the least.
Okay.
I'll put it this way. You don't need to buy all the games to get to the end of the story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you only need to buy, I think, 5, maybe 6 of them.
So how many of that total is that? Is there...
10? I think there's 10.
Okay, so 10 total games. With 6 of them, you can finish Rusty's Dilemma, I guess.
Yeah.
Is there more story content, do you think, in the other remaining ones?
Oh no, I picked them up. Like, there's no extra story.
Oh, okay.
You also don't like haggle with him, I guess, for the last 4. You just use coupons.
Oh. Okay. Like they're free? Essentially, then, or
well, no, there's still a minimum price for everything. Every game has a minimum price.
Oh, okay. But the coupons you've earned in the other 6 let you get the lowest possible price on the remaining ones, or
yes.
Okay. Still a weird use of like I don't know variable pricing. Like it's not free to play essentially, right? It is pay to play inherent. Like you have to buy a mini game to start doing anything in Rusty's Real Deal Baseball, don't you?
They give you a free demo right off the bat.
Okay, so you could try before you buy, but Rusty's whole job is to convince you that these baseball minigames are worth investigating.
Yeah.
How's his plight? Like his kind of downbeat little drama, is that fun to see play out? Like
it's interesting because it's kind of funny how they do it, but it's also super short-lived. It seems like you can I did the best I could, which means I guess improve the story as much as I could.
Okay.
But I wonder if it's possible to just buy the games outright and not give him the items he needs to improve his life, if that changes the overall ending of the story.
I guess I'd need to kind of see how it works to know what that means exactly. But
yeah.
So it's like if you buy a new minigame, does he not get something out of that?
Here's how it works. Whenever you go to buy a minigame, you haggle with him.
Yeah.
And if you haggle with him, you offer him like certain items that you get from playing the actual games, or like by just talking to him. So like talking to him about his problems.
Okay.
That eventually like lowers down the price, but like you'll give him certain items, like Sean kept mentioning the cooking class ticket.
Yeah.
You give him stuff like that, but I wonder if you just paid full price for all the games, what would happen to the story? Because the story hinges on him getting all these things that improve his life from you.
Right. Like, yeah. Like, it's almost like the trying to get a good deal on the game is part of the game. But if you're just like, no, whatever, I'll just pay $40. Like, what do you got for me? I guess the story would be impacted by that, right? Like, it's just like, Rusty has money, but he doesn't get a better life, like, or it's like you could get a less satisfying narrative. Like, that sounds weird.
Yeah,
But
and the problem is you can't even test it because A, like it's all unlocked by default once you buy the games because you've paid real life money, and
right,
B, you've paid real life money. So if you want to do it again on another system, you have to pay more real life money.
on another 3DS account, essentially, right? Like, you can't live it twice. That's weird. But okay, Rusty. Is he one of the new Nintendo characters? Can you see him in a Smash Brothers assist trophy kind of role? Do you think he?
Assist trophies are the only thing I could see him being, or maybe like a sticker.
Okay, but okay. I don't know. I'm still curious about it. I guess. Do you want to elaborate on some of the new mini games you tried out this past week? Because you only had tried the umpire role before,
Yeah.
right?
Like I said, I grabbed all 10 mini games. I'm trying to think of what one I played the most. It was a reflex one, which was funny. One of the ones that doesn't move on the story. The mini games, there are I believe 5 or 6 of the mini games are specifically chosen to move the story along, and then the
Okay.
other 4 are just like, yeah, just buy these if you feel like it.
Weird. Okay. So they're kind of more important mini games versus other ones.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The one I really liked the most was a reflex one, where it's like, here's a bunch of tires. Press whatever button or direction the tires say, and then like that's how you get rid of them. Or they're like testing things like, there's going to be something that's going to drop from the top of the screen. You got to hit it.
Okay. So almost sounds like quick time event reflexes. Just like press the right button. Or like, does that sound about right, or is it
Yeah.
more like okay? Or those machines, in malls where there's a bunch of DVDs and the light is going around and you have to stop it right on the thing, and then you get a copy of Miss Pettigrew Lives for a Day.
Why that in particular?
Because that was still in the Westbrook Mall one like 4 years later.
Oh my
It was
God.
weird. Yeah, no one wins apparently, but okay, Rusty, and
Yes.
yeah, no, yeah, I guess if Sean was here, he'd be able to kind of throw back and forth a little more with relevant questions, but yeah, he's traveling around right now without a computer, so
I believe he's
able-
actually here in Calgary now, though. So
yes, but so I'm assuming back next week, but he'll still be up here. So
yeah,
maybe...
I will be gone next week. So
okay, weird times for talking.
it's either going to be you and Sean, or it's going to be a solo cast from you.
Oh man, I haven't had to do one of those in a while.
There you go.
Okay.
So the mini. Sorry.
No, I guess I was like, your feelings on Rusty's Real Deal. Would you say they're generally positive, or how much
Yeah.
did you end up paying for it? I guess.
I believe the bare minimum you can pay for the game is $16, and that's get everything.
Yeah.
I think you're done the storyline around $10.
Okay. So how much did you spend? In
16.
Your...
Okay,
Okay, so
I
you
bought all the
won.
games. Yeah.
Okay. So you got the best deal.
Yeah. Best deal I could. So I mean, the mini games are fun. Like there was a volley bat one where basically you have 2 characters you're in control of, and you have to just keep knocking a ball back and forth.
Okay.
Drop and pop, which was the quick reflexes one I was talking about. I played the default one, bat and switch, which is just like, all right, you're batting like all these different balls, or like multiple pitchers are throwing balls at you, and you've got to hit them all out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
Cage match, which has like ball throwing machine shooting balls at you, and you have to hit targets. And the aim game, where you like are throwing shots while aiming around the 3DS and like throwing pitches.
Okay.
So I played a bunch of the games, but it says there's 4 of them I have not even tried yet. So.
I don't know. These sound like they're kind of really bite-sized, short. Like, is this perfect for like a traveling game?
Exactly. It is actually a really good travel game.
Okay.
Because it's just like, all right, tap A when the ball is in the right spot. Cool. Like they're micro games basically.
Yeah. And then, but they feed into some sort of narrative context or whatever. They're not just one-off things. So. Oh.
And while they're micro games, there's 5 different type of micro game, and there's 5 challenges for each micro game. Technically 10 if you get good enough at them.
Mm-hmm. I guess. Do you like this pricing structure of buying it part of the game? Like that's.
It's
If
weird
that's fair
because I
description.
feel like no one in their right mind would pay anything but the bare minimum.
Like, because you're getting the most out of the game then, too, right?
Yeah.
Like you're actually playing it to then get this deal, and that's part of the challenge, as opposed to just, yeah, if you just drop $40 on it, would you have a like less meaning to even play it because you've already won essentially? Like that sounds like a potential danger. But yeah, I don't know. I guess, yeah, once I see it for myself, I'll know whether or not they like I'll have at least opinions on the balance of that stuff. But did you feel good about $16? You're like, that was totally worth it. That was a fun time. Or I mean, you said the mini games are pretty good, but
it's probably something I'll just go back to every now and then and play some mini games, and that'll be it. So I mean, like the mini games are fun for what they are. So
I guess, is there more for you to achieve in the mini games now, like medals or ribbons or
once you I think there's rankings for all the mini games you play.
Okay.
There's gold, silver, bronze rankings, and then once you get enough points, you unlock a high score derby mode, which is just like multiple ones in one giant set, and you get rankings on that from gold, silver, bronze, and platinum.
Okay.
And if you get a gold, so if you get a gold or platinum, you get a costume that you wear in the game and out around in the world.
Okay. I guess, can you like outfit Rusty's apartment or anything? Is there like things to earn on that front? Okay. No.
Nope.
Okay. Rusty's Real Deal Baseball. Available now.
It's a weird experience. I suggest at least downloading and trying out the free demo.
Okay. I mean, we have some e-credit or whatever on there, so I guess I can...
Yeah, at least like give it a try, and if you don't feel it, then you don't have to go through the rest of the story.
Do you have like a mini game you'd be like, this one's the best, you should try this one first? Or are they all kind of...
The problem is I really like the Reflex one, but it will not continue the story if memory serves me.
Okay.
So I'd probably say Bat and Switch, the default one, is probably one of the best ones.
Okay. Pro tips. Elsewhere on the 3DS?
Elsewhere on the 3DS, Picross E4 came out.
Did you finish it already?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Dang. Picross addiction.
I played it a lot, which was really difficult because I also had to. I was juggling that between like recording sessions for a review I'm working on. So it's just like, and it's break time, Picross.
Okay. Well, I mean, it sounds like 3DS. Just pop it open, relax a little bit with some puzzles.
Yeah.
But how many puzzles again? Like I always ask for each of these editions, and it's probably
weird. It feels like there were less puzzles this time around. But what they did instead was, remember the special modes in the earlier Picross ones I brought up, like the Micross and I can't remember what the second one's called.
Are these like smaller parts of bigger puzzles? Kind of?
Yeah, that was Micross, and then Mega Cross, I think, was the one where you had like these giant numbers that took up 2 lines, and you had to figure out how they fit.
Okay, so a little tricky with the Picross rules.
Yeah. So there were a bunch of those, and they unlocked a couple puzzles if you had the previous games as well.
Oh, okay.
So you got like 5 extra puzzles for each Picross E game you owned.
So that's 15 bonus puzzles?
Yeah, and they're all like the Mega Cross games, Mega Cross puzzles.
Do you know, is there more editions planned, or is this...
I don't know. That's the one thing I can't figure out. Like this, because this one just kind of appeared out of nowhere, so...
I guess maybe if people keep buying them, they'll keep making puzzles, and that'll work out. But it's just standard Picross, though, right? It's not 3D.
Yeah, just standard.
Well, I mean, other than the kind of weird, slight variations you're talking about with like mega puzzles and whatnot. But okay, and is it $5 a piece, kind of? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or ish. Yeah, I can't remember the total price, but that's about right.
Okay. More Picross. I've never excelled at Picross in the same way others have, so I'm looking at Brittany right now. She's a Picross fiend. But what was that? Paint It Back. That was a iOS Picross game. That was pretty good. It's just
the bear art one that Sean was talking about, or
no. It does involve a art gallery. It's a bunch of paintings got erased, and you have to paint them back. And it has a pretty good interface for Picross type stuff. But yeah, I got thwarted by some earlier puzzles, and I haven't gone back to it because It's just not. I don't know. Logic puzzles. I don't gravitate towards them, but yeah, different smokes.
Yeah, no, I like they're nice, like relaxing. That's my relaxed time when I'm playing a puzzle game. So.
Do they time you and stuff? Is there like those
Yeah.
kind of challenges? Okay.
And if you don't beat it in under an hour, they don't put the picture in color for you and show you what it properly is. But traditionally, unless you make a bunch of mistakes and like there are time penalties for any mistakes you make,
Right.
you will easily clear it well before an hour hits.
Yeah, that sounds like a healthy allotment of time. But
Yeah.
okay. Some more Picross, and then this last one you've been working on, and
Yeah. This is for a video review that's going up in the channel on my YouTube channel in like a day or two. Child of Light.
Okay, so I guess do you want to you don't want to tip the hand about what you're going to say in your video review exactly, but what is this game? I guess I don't.
This is a JRPG released from Ubisoft. It's done by the same guys who made Far Cry 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. That was kind of my reaction too when I found out.
So it's a JRPG style then, but those dudes are French, right? Like Canadian?
Yeah.
Okay. But okay, so is it a comedic type game? Like I'm just thinking of things I associate with Far Cry 3 is kind of
children's fairy tale.
ridiculousness.
It's a children's fairy tale.
Does it play pretty straight then? Is it just kind of serious and unironic and just hey, it's a story about wizards and stuff?
I don't know. The story was all right. Like I'm still writing the script. I've got one page of the script pretty much done. I got to finish up the rest tonight.
Okay.
After the podcast, but I don't know. I generally like the game. There are a couple things I had issues with, but more or less I recommend the game.
Mm-hmm.
12 hours roughly of gameplay, which is not bad for an RPG. I think the price is about $15.
Yeah.
This is all stuff I haven't written down, so that's why I'm a little like shaky on this.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fine.
It's all done like the art style is like really good. It's using the UbiArt engine, the same one that the Rayman Origin and Legend games use.
Okay.
So like it's all watercolored. It all looks like basically a kid's storybook. And but I only have one major gripe with it is that every piece of dialogue in the game rhymes.
Like rhyming couplets, like just.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like two characters will have a conversation and like their sentences will rhyme. Like one person will say something, the other person will like respond back, and it'll be a rhyme. So like,
is there a narrative reason for this, or it's just
because it's a fairy tale? They went a little.
Oh, it's like it is a book opens at the beginning of the game, and the framework is it is a rhyming Mother Goose type story.
Sort of like that, but yeah, like not quite like that. But that's kind of the idea of it.
Okay.
So like it's a little heavy-handed. It's kind of impressive that they managed to make a game of that length have all that rhyming dialogue, but it's really stretched at times. Okay.
Oh, like awkward rhyming? That's like kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Weird. Does it have novel combat type stuff, or is it pretty straightforward?
Oh, the combat's actually like surprisingly solid.
Okay.
Did you ever play the Grandia games?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So here's how the combat in this game works. You've got it's an active time battle game, so like the older Final Fantasy games with the little meters.
Yeah.
Everyone's on this one big meter that's like the wait period, and then there's a cast period aside on the end. When you get to the end of the wait period, you get to put in your commands, and then each command you pick has a allotment of how long it takes to use.
Okay.
So your main character, Aurora, her attack is usually like medium on the wait time. If someone attacks you while you're preparing to do that attack, so it takes a medium amount of time to go through the cast meter.
Yeah.
If you're not at the end of the cast meter before someone hits you, your move is interrupted and you go back to near the beginning of the line.
Ooh, okay.
So basically you skip a turn if you don't get your attack out in time. But the same works against enemies, so you can prevent enemies from hitting you by attacking them fast enough.
Okay. I guess that's kind of neat. Is there just a fat time wheel on screen like during all this?
Yeah, there's a line on the bottom of the screen showing like you and your partner and the enemies on screen.
Okay, like timeline. Okay. Weird. Okay. I guess stay tuned for the video review coming up, or.
Yeah, it has to be put up like before the 9th, basically, because I am out of the country on the 9th. So.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. But generally positive. 3DS, you said?
No, I didn't say the system at all.
What is the
Uh,
console
it's
that's...
on. I'm playing it on Wii U, but it's also on Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4, and PC.
So it's not on portable anything. Okay.
No.
Huh. I don't know, it just sounded like, I was like, that would be perfect, right? Just open your 3DS, play a little downloadable RPG, but okay, Wii U. Interesting. $15, Child of Light. Stay tuned.
Yeah, so unfortunately, that's kind of tied me up for games I've played all weekend. I've had these two games just sitting on my desk since Friday, waiting to be played, and I haven't
Hot
been able
new.
to touch them yet because
That's
of
Jay.
Child of Light.
You looking
So,
forward to some golfing?
yeah, golf and Kirby.
Hit the
These are,
links.
by the time I come back from my trip, I will have probably beaten Kirby, and will probably be somewhere close to the end of golf. So
Is there a way to like get credits to roll in golf? Like it's just like, good job, you won the Toadstool Tour, you win.
yeah, it would be stuff like that. Like, oh, you've got like
Okay.
here's your best score, like, or you got like a trophy. And there's a mini story mode in this one.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Narrativizing sports.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and the Mario Golf has the DLC pass that everyone was talking about a couple weeks ago, stuff like that.
Okay. All right. I've also been playing a Nintendo title. It's this guy here, the Pikmin.
Pikmin 3.
Yeah, this is kind of an old game now. I know
Isn't that isn't that Sean's copy still, or is that yours?
Yeah, I'm borrowing Sean's copy. I think I might purchase it just for posterity. Also, I guess that tips the hat. I kind of liked it quite a bit.
Ooh.
I played through all of it, kind of in 2 giant sessions was most of it. It was like a couple days ago, and then I played like 2 giant bunches of time yesterday. Yeah, it's a Pikmin game. Like Pikmin 1 had 1 dude, Pikmin 2 had 2. This one has 3, so perfect. Maybe I don't know. Have you played Pikmin 3? I kind of
I
forget.
played a demo. I played a demo of it. Seemed
Okay,
fun.
okay. It's HD Pikmin. It's like the visual stuff was kind of nice, just pleasant. You know, you're in a garden essentially and moving stuff around. They kind of got rid of a couple Pikmin types from Pikmin 2 and replaced them with new guys. So there's no big, heavy purple Pikmin or the white toxic immune Pikmin from 2. There's rock Pikmin and flying Pikmin or winged Pikmin. So those guys have different characteristics, and they seem to just never acknowledge that there was other species of Pikmin, which I think it's the same planet, but maybe you're just in different regions or something. But kind of your standard Pikmin stuff. I'm gonna say maybe like over the course of it, there were a few quirks I noticed that just kind of weirded me out. Like I know it was in Pikmin 1. I don't know if it's Pikmin 2. But you used to be able to just kind of control your whole horde of Pikmin with the right thumbstick. Like just kind of the little trumpet starts playing and they all kind of start swarming and doing stuff together as one mass. I don't think you can do that anymore. So that's like that results in basically way more Pikmin throwing, which is fine. It just means you're going to be hearing the same kind of audio a lot of just like like 100 times. Like there's 100 Pikmin. And they all need something to do, so you're just kind of assigning them all. I think in the developers' minds, they're kind of wanting you to split up into 3 different groups and be multitasking a lot, but I just would kind of stick with one big horde of dudes, like get all my commanders together and just be working together and split up when need be to solve a puzzle or something. So maybe they thought no one would be throwing 100 Pikmin all the time, but I was always doing that. Just giant horde at all times. But I don't know. Overall, like, yeah, there's the fun, charming, like, lighthearted stuff that Pikmin has. Also, fruit juice factors in real heavy. It's basically just collecting fruit juice. So HD like fruit, which is awesome. No vegetables. Those Hawktation dudes are into vegetables. These are Kopai space pilots. They don't like vegetables. Yeah. It was a Pikmin game. There were boss battles. I guess the final area is basically a giant gauntlet where they make you use all of the different Pikmin like elemental like immunities and all that stuff, and kind of one giant dungeon type thing.
So basically, show what you've learned throughout the game.
Yeah, like it was just such a different pace than like the rest of the game, where it's just kind of collecting stuff and going around and breaking down walls and whatever. And then this was like there is a thing chasing you. You need to figure out stuff on the fly. And yeah, I don't think I necessarily did really good at the end. Like, I lost hundreds of Pikmin in the last battle and felt kind of bad about it. And my final time was like 40-some in-game days, which seemed like quite a while. It was like I spent like a full week just fighting the last thing and like doing the last gauntlet and all this stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was kind of just like that. That's maybe one of the things where I don't know if I prefer how Pikmin 2 did it or not. But in Pikmin 2, whenever you enter like a dungeon type area, time doesn't matter anymore. It's just like you're in a dungeon, you need to solve this dungeon. But in this, time is always ticking. So it's like there were at least 3 or 4 times I'd be like mid-fight boss battle, and then it just warps you out because it's the end of the day. So it's just like you're fighting some giant monster throwing Pikmin, and then hard cut to your guys just hopping on the spaceship and like the little end of day chiming like little sound like it's like I was fighting a horrible beast. Like this is so like clash of tone kind of thing.
Well, I gotta go punch in on the clock. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm out of time. Gotta go. And like you may be like up on top of some giant tower or something, and it's just like no, warp back to the spaceship, which is maybe a little weird, but yeah, I don't know. Like the gamepad stuff seemed like mostly just an overhead map. Like it wasn't like the most you could do with that thing. You could also just play the whole game on there, but I always opted to have the TV as part of it. But yeah, I don't know. I guess overall, it definitely pulled me in, and I had a enjoyable Pikmin experience. But I'm a fan of the franchise, so I don't know if it really would be of interest to someone who has no idea what this is about. Like, I mean, it's like lighthearted sci-fi, like fruit and little vegetable people. Like it's pretty. I don't know if like I've been hearing. You remember Viva Pinata? People really like Viva Pinata, but it's like weirdly stressful. Like I don't like. I thought it was stressful anyway. Like it's like this management game. This has kind of like all the bright colors and lighthearted tone of that game, but with like I dig the gameplay as well. I don't feel stressed out by it, so maybe this is my Viva Pinata. I don't know if that's a worthwhile example for anybody, except maybe Sean, but he played Pikmin as well, so I don't know. But whatever, Pikmin's great. I guess switch.
Sorry, before you move on.
Yeah.
We've got a question from the chat from one Sean Booker.
Oh, yeah, great, okay. Sorry for the Viva Pinata comparison in advance.
And now I can't find it. His question is, so can I have that game back then? It's been like 5 months.
Yeah, it has. Yes, I can return it. And Pikmin 3 is actually part of our news story, so yeah, whatever. We'll get into it.
It is?
Well, yeah. Like.
Oh, okay, I see why. Okay.
For easy reasons. I guess switching gears entirely, like from the lighthearted fun of Pikmin to the angriest man ever. This guy here, so mad. I played 7 episodes of it today. I don't know if that's like the halfway point or what, but
I believe there are 21 chapters or 20.
Okay, I'll keep going. I mean, they're like 20-minute things, basically, all fights. But yeah, I mean, we've talked about Asura's Wrath before. I've played it before. I finally bought my own copy, and intend to see it through and see what happens. Because like already, like the Wyzen fight is so crazy to me that people saying that is small potatoes. Like I need to see what happens then, because he's like this giant, he's out in outer space, and his finger comes down on Asura, and then he has 6 arms and punches and all this crazy stuff. Like, I don't know, a lot of yelling, a lot of kind of ridiculous over the top battles, but it's a
very anime game.
Yeah, quick time events all over the place. And I guess also like I have it set on easy mode, so I'm just kind of coasting through it,
enjoying the story.
Yeah, like it kind of defaults to easy mode. Like as soon as you press start game, it's just highlighting the easy, and it was just like, you know what? Yes, I just want to see what this story has. I don't care about like trophies and all that. So yeah, I'm just kind of watching what plays out, and like I'm pretty glad I did, because like I seem to remember there are occasional like character action type moments where it's just open arena and you're like fighting a bunch of dudes. That's not my favorite gameplay, so I'm kind of glad I can just guaranteed get through all of those fights so I can get to the next giant crazy fight. So I don't know. You finished it, right?
Nope.
What?
Sean borrowed my copy, and then when
I borrowed that too, and then felt bad about it because I was like, well, this is John's game. I gotta get back to him.
Does that mean I don't have my copy?
No, dude. I brought it back to you on like the third day of
okay, no,
Motorfest.
there it is. Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
Right, now I remember. Okay.
I was like basically an intermediary between, like, I was supposed to return it on behalf of Sean, and I was like, well, I'm gonna pop this in for a little bit, and then I was like, no, but I never, got the okay to borrow it, so I'm just gonna bring it back. And turns out I could have probably played it a year and a half ago, but whatever. I don't know, dude. You might want to play
012 Chaos says 22 episodes, 18 in the original game, 4 in the DLC.
Yeah, there was a bunch of notifications on the opening menu of just like, a new episode has arrived, and it's just like, oh, okay. I guess I'll go buy those sometime. I mean, at this point, the game is like $20, so adding like 10, 15 bucks or whatever it is for the DLC on top of that, like, that's not too bad. I mean, provided I get caught up into it, which I think I am. I'm starting to really dig some of the stuff. Although, like, some episodes are more enjoyable than others. Like, I didn't actually enjoy episode 7 very much. It was kind of slow. I mean, yes, you fight a giant elephant, but I've already fought a giant space Buddha, so not...
They gotta ramp down so they can ramp back up.
I guess so, yeah. Maybe it's just a pacing thing. But, yeah, Asura's Wrath. Yelling. 6 arms. So, yeah. Also, the stories just reminded me of, like, Gladiator or something, but so much more over the top.
Space future Gladiator.
Well, he's like a general, and then his wife gets murdered, and, like, it's just like, well, I gotta get some revenge, and it's just, like, this revenge story, but with, like, space fleets and giant lasers, and also, I guess, like, hundreds of years go by, like, it's nothing at all. Like, it's just, like, between the opening of the game and where I am, it's been 12,500 years, and that last 500 years was just like, it might as well have been like later that night, but it was 500 years later. Like, it's just like, okay, like,
everyone just moves really slow.
Like, all the principal players remember you as though it was yesterday, but I guess several generations of humans have happened in between. It's strange, but yeah, cool stuff. But I guess that's honestly it for games I played this week. So I guess we can start tackling news stories.
All right, cool. What do you want to start with?
I guess Nintendo. I mean, we brought up Nintendo a couple times, so
they make video games.
They do, and they dropped some. I guess I'll go to the Pikmin thing because that's what I was talking about. They had a big thing about Mario Kart 8 coming out. Like, there's a Wii U bundle coming with Mario Kart 8. It's got a special controller and all this stuff. But also, for Club Nintendo people, if you register a copy of Mario Kart 8 within a certain time period, I guess, like, it's for kind of early adopters, right?
Yeah.
You get a choice of one of 4 games as a downloadable pick, and one of them is Pikmin 3.
I think it actually is like for a month after the game comes out or something like that.
Okay, until July 31st. So that's actually a while. That's a good window.
Yeah, wow. That is a little over 2 months actually.
Yeah, so you got your time to pick up your kart racing. So you can get Wii Party U, Pikmin 3, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, or New Super Mario Bros. U as a downloadable with
you know what makes me sad about that?
You have all of those?
Well, yes, but I didn't buy the Wind Waker HD until like a week before that promo happened, and I've already opened it solely because I was like, I'll type in the Club Nintendo code.
Okay. So
I can't return it.
Like, you were so close to make actually this being a worthwhile thing. It's like, oh, I didn't actually have that yet until like 8 days ago.
Yeah.
I don't have Wii Party U or Pikmin 3. So maybe I'll just claim a digital copy of Pikmin 3, or I'll just go buy that in a store because I have the other 2 and I'm a weird collector person sometimes.
Yeah.
And get Wii Party U. Is that worth having at all?
If you have people over often for multiplayer, it can be fun.
Okay.
There are some fun minigames on it. It's made by the same guys who make the Mario Party games, so the minigames are at least decent.
Okay. Well, either way, free games for buying a video game that some people are already pretty hyped on anyway. So, yeah. And the bundle, is it a special edition? No, it's just a black Wii U Deluxe, and then a red Wiimote, plus what? Oh, and a wheel. You also get a wheel. Great. And then there's this. Yeah, and on this page there's a GIF of like Baby Peach or something. So yeah, get ready for that.
Oh yeah,
Um,
TK also brings up a good point. North America got shafted on this deal though because the Europe got 12 games offered to them.
what? That's
Yeah,
like 3 times as many. That's
and
so
their
many
version of Mario
choices.
Kart 8 had a collector's edition that came with a blue shell.
Man, what are the 8 other games? That's a lot of
I don't
games.
know. I haven't looked at the list, but that's
That sounds like basically any first-party Nintendo thing. Like, is
I
like
don't even know if it's on camera behind me. Let me see if I can actually put this on camera. If you can see where that blue toad is up there to the left of that blue toad, that's all Wii U games. So it's just that list of Wii U games right there.
okay.
All those games, like right, and this is weird to doing this. All those
Oh, and
games
it's so
there.
reflective on there right now. Plus, whenever I
Yeah,
speak,
the light in my room is kind of garbage. So which is why I always look terrible.
and whenever I comment on what I'm seeing, people can't even see it.
Yeah.
So, kind of, kind of the worst. But okay, Wii U games for free for buying Mario Kart. I think I don't know how keyed up about Mario Kart. Like it's 60 frames a second Mario Kart with online, so that's cool, right? But I don't know. I've never been like day one on that franchise really, but I guess I might as well. I don't know.
I've always been day one with Mario Kart. I'm getting a day one. No
Okay.
question there.
So did you watch the full half hour of Mario Kart details?
I
Or
didn't watch it at all.
okay, yeah. I mean, they're just that was the highlight reel right there of the stuff. I'm sure there's also footage of the game, and it's like, hey, this battle arena is in it. Or something. I
The
don't know.
one thing that people have been kind of being really like uppity about is they introduced a character called Pink Gold Peach,
Okay.
which was a counter to Metal Mario. And pretty
Hmm.
much everyone I've talked to is saying that is the dumbest thing that they've done in a while.
Was Metal Mario like a racer in other
Yeah,
ones? Like
Metal Mario's been in I think at least two of them at this point,
okay, like
if not just the last one.
I think the last Mario Kart I played extensively was DS. It's been almost a decade. But okay, Metal Mario of N64 fame. So to counter that, Pink Gold. Eh, yeah, it's a weird. But she's like supercharged, special powered Peach, right?
Well, she's in a car.
Yeah, but
She's an
faster, more
she's probably just a
crazy.
heavy character. She's probably just a heavy character compared to medium class Peach.
Okay. You know more about it than can you still do the thing where you wiggle and then it charges up the little boost around corners? Like is snaking? Can I still snake?
I've only played the demo last year at E3, so
Okay. Honestly, I
based on
don't
those two
snake.
tracks I played, it felt all right.
Okay. Well, there you go. Mario Kart 8, all sorts of news. I guess there was also like what was it? There was I kind of nixed it because it was just a rumor and I wasn't sure what to make of it. But on NeoGAF, someone was saying something about a new Nintendo system. So
Supposedly on either Nintendo's E3 or press site, there was some mention of there being a new system being announced at E3, but then it got removed quickly. So people aren't sure if that was an error or if they accidentally leaked that there's going to be a new reveal at E3.
mhm.
It just says new hardware, so odds are that probably means it could just be a revamp of the Wii U, kind of like trying to make the XL of the Wii U.
I guess so. Or like people were just saying another iteration on the 3DS or something, but 2DS wasn't that long ago. And that
Yeah.
seems like XL already exists and everything. Like I don't know, just it's new colors. Like there doesn't seem to be a real direction that needs to be taken on that. So I guess yeah, maybe a slimmer or different. There's a big power brick on the Wii U, right? Isn't there?
Yeah.
So maybe they'll
Not like the size of the 360s, but it's still decent chunk.
still decent chunky thing. So maybe they'll make a little more economy sized Wii U. Who knows? I guess sorry, that wasn't all for the Nintendo stuff. Honestly, I saw the Mega 64 video that was announcing a bunch of this stuff, but they're not having a press conference this year yet again. But they're having a bunch of kind of streaming type events and whatnot. Also, there's a Smash Brothers tournament.
Yeah, there's a Smash
Invitational.
Brothers Invitational tournament at E3 this year. If you go to your like a Best Buy around North America, you can play the new Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
They're doing the Nintendo Direct again, and they're also live streaming the entire weekend or week of E3 demos and just various gameplay going on there.
Like just at their booth and stuff. Like
Yeah.
yeah. No, it seems like Nintendo's definitely embracing online stuff more than the old way of filling a room with the press and whatnot. But yeah, and yeah, there's a Mix 64 video with robot Reggie.
Feels a mech.
Yeah, it honestly the gag where he's refusing the cup of water, I forgot they established that he will explode if
Yeah.
he is in water, so it just looked like this awkward thing with Reggie batting water out of an
I
ancient
just like the
pan.
fact that the guy runs up there like, here's your daily glass of water, sir.
Yeah, 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 goofy stuff. I guess that's it for Nintendo stuff on here. So moving over to Activision.
Mm,
Are you really already that Kevin Spacey, man?
that's not what I'm bummed out about. I'm actually kind of cool with that. Like they have Kevin Spacey in the new Call of Duty.
I wish he was better animated, but yeah, they NeverSoft, makers of all the Tony Hawk stuff and
Yeah.
Guitar Hero eventually,
Yeah.
they're basically just going to become a part of Infinity Ward. They're getting absorbed.
Yeah, they no longer exist. The past couple years, they've only been doing the DLC for the Call of Duty games. Now they're just becoming part of Infinity Ward.
Yeah, so I guess you're like kind of this classic game studio that existed for a long time ceases to have its own unique identity. That's kind of a bummer,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And I'm a little bummed out because like I've been playing Tony Hawk a little bit recently too. Like back when I was preparing for the panel at PAX East, I played a bit of Tony Hawk. I was
Okay.
like, man, I forgot how awesome this series was, and now it's just like, oh, they don't exist anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I was like, well, it's kind of like with Raven, but that never like officially happened. But they basically just do support work on Call of Duty stuff too, right? Like they don't have their own branch anymore. I remember they were very trimmed down at the very least. So yeah, Call of Duty continues to eat everything. And yeah, they also announced Advanced Warfare, right?
Yep, that's the new Call of Duty.
Which look, when I first read that, that seemed like that has to be either just a DLC or that is a mistake or something, because it sounds so much to me like GRAW, like Advanced Warfighter kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's Ubisoft territory. But yeah, it's a new Call of Duty. There's tons of sci-fi nonsense in it, and Kevin Spacey with like not mocapping. Like it looks very hand animated and stilted and robotic in this way that kind of annoyed me because it's 2014. And like whenever L.A. Noire exists, like
it could be just a case of them like, here's what we got ready for like this trailer.
I guess, but it's like close-ups of dude's face like talking menacingly, but it just looks a little weird.
They also might still be of the mentality of, yeah, people don't really care about the storyline in Call of Duty, so we'll just do whatever we want. Which and then in that aspect surprises me that Kevin Spacey's on it.
I guess so, but like you're not wrong. Like a lot of the comments I was seeing on the trailer or like Twitter talk was just kind of like, who cares? The campaign doesn't matter. Like multiplayer, blah blah blah. So yeah, I guess so. There's like hover bikes in it or something. That's what I remember. I watched the trailer. I mainly just remember Kevin Spacey and there was hover bikes. So Call of Duty, get some coming this November. Is this the first Sledgehammer one? Weren't they mentioned in it? Like, there's been Sledgehammer Games, which have apparently been working on a Call of Duty thing forever. Like, isn't this their project? Because Ghosts was Infinity Ward.
Don't remember. I'll be honest. I'll look it up.
I think that's what's happening. Like, this is a new kind of studio happening in the lineup. Like, this isn't the next Treyarch game. Infinity Ward just finished one. Like, this is this new kind of avenue. So don't quote me on that, I guess, but I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. I played Ghosts. I am the designated Call of Duty.
You are Call of Duty guy for this podcast.
Yeah. I didn't play the Michael Myers pack thing, though. That was weird. That's a real thing. He's in Call of Duty. Anyway.
It is not on Wikipedia yet, oddly enough. The internet's dropping the ball.
Oh, what? Why is Nathan holding up his copy of Amplitude and Frequency? Why would he do that? What? Why is he repping? I bought this used, though. They didn't make any money. I apologize.
Just so we know for sure, you are correct. This is Sledgehammer.
Okay. Next story. I just found out about this today. Like, did they just launch this? Harmonic?
It went up yesterday.
Okay, 'cause, like, I looked at the time remaining, and it's only like 16 days. So I thought, I was like, what? I already missed like 2 weeks of this? I'm going to explain what's happening. Harmonix, who made this game, and also Guitar Hero, and also Rock Band, and also Dance Central, they have started a Kickstarter campaign for a new Amplitude game, which that's exciting. Electronic music is something I really like, and that was one of their rhythm games that focused on that kind of stuff. And yeah, there's I guess a lot of passion within Harmonix to bring it back, and Kickstarter. I mean, Kickstarter, it's not a firm thing right now. Like, this could not happen, but let me see. It was at like 160,000 last I checked, out of 750K, which is their target. I guess also all of the $15 price points for the game, those have been scooped up already. 1,000 people already did that, so there's decent heat on this Kickstarter. But yeah, John, are you a fan of these? Do you like the?
Yeah, I like Amplitude's really fun. It's one of my favorite music games. So I was kind of hoping. That's why I liked. I think it was Rock Band, not Blitz, but that is also correct. Rock Band Unplugged was also the same thing. Unplugged and Blitz are basically both like
you're a little ship
follow-ups,
rocketing down note charts and kind of mapping in the song and everything. Yeah.
But Amplitude had a little bit more, I guess, complexity to it. So I'm excited to see the new one coming out here. I have the Kickstarter open. They're currently at 160,000.
Okay.
And their goal is 775,000.
Oh, 775. Okay, sorry. I thought it was. Oh, that's a little specifically a thing. Anyway, okay. Cool, I guess. I haven't backed to Kickstarter in a couple months now. Like, it's been a while. Sports Friends, I guess. That's like the one that's coming out soon that I was a part of that. I am sufficiently interested in these games, though. Also, the TV commercial for Frequency, it's one of the best things that ever happened. It's those worms.
Oh, yeah, that song is so good. That's on my driving playlist.
It's not even, like, in the game, I don't think. I just love that ad. It was just like, worms popping out.
The worms aren't, but the song is.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that cool synthy song was in there. But yeah, and then a lawnmower comes, and it's like 30 seconds, but I thought it was the coolest commercial. So yeah, they're bringing it back, or at least trying to, so cool. Speaking of Sony, it's coming to PlayStation 3 and PS4. I didn't mention that, so that's why I did that. You know that Vita? The PlayStation Vita? I guess the new one wasn't out yet.
Yeah, the Vita Slim, it wasn't officially released in North America. I believe now we're finally getting it with Borderlands 2.
Yeah, so the Borderlands, it's really Borderlands 2. I thought it's a port? I thought it was its own unique Borderlands Vita thing.
Nope.
Okay.
It's Borderlands 2.
Okay, Borderlands 2 is coming to the Vita, and there's a big bundle with a bunch of DLC and all this stuff, and it also includes the new model of the Vita. I guess I brought up that already came out. Like, I thought it came out already because I bought a Vita in a panic months ago because I thought they were clearing out old stock, and turns out I had time. But hey, I got to play all sorts of cool games on it, so don't feel bad about that. But yeah, Borderlands coming to the Vita. Do you think that's a good fit? Do you playing some RPG shooter business on a handheld device?
The game saves fairly frequently, so I think it'd be a decent fit.
Cool. $200, I guess, for this. Oh, it also comes with an 8 gig memory card, which I already filled a 32 gig.
Only 8 gig, yeah. The 32s fill up fast, so.
Yeah, especially if you're a Plus member, I had to delete tons of stuff. It's just like, all right. Or I have Final Fantasy X installed, but I can't install 10.2 because it's 4 gigs. So I need to delete some other stuff or play something else. I don't know. But yeah, so Vita, get excited. And I guess finally you added this. Maybe you want to spearhead this one. A lot of money is involved in this next story.
Going back to Activision for a second here. You guys might have heard of a company called Bungie. They've made a couple of video games, most notably.
Oh yeah, they made that ODST.
Exactly,
the
Odyssey
sax game. Yeah, like the synthy future sax.
What?
You're walking around the overworld and there's a cool future saxophone playing. That's why that game is so cool.
You might know them better for Halo.
It is a Halo game.
I know, but just calling it ODST.
All right. Nathan Fillion.
Yeah. Bungie, the creators of the Halo series, they've been working on a project called Destiny for a while. Activision has the rights to publish it. Mm-hmm. They released how much money they're putting into Project Destiny. It's $500 million. That is a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Just for record's sake, I think a couple months ago we talked about how Grand Theft Auto 5 was the most expensive game to date. Mm-hmm. That was $265 million. So the budget on Destiny is almost double that.
Mm-hmm. Now, I guess I was kind of questioning, like, does that also is this like a marketing and like this is planning to be a trilogy or something? So they've already mapped out beyond the first one. Like, is that accounting for some of this cost, or is it like, no, dude, $500 million, all there on the screen for you, $60 gets you in, mind-melting graphics and crazy online, and I don't know, like.
Well, the problem is I don't think the graphics are going to be that like spectacular because remember this is also cross-platform. This is was it
Yeah,
PS3,
yeah.
PS4, and oh, is it Sony exclusive or is it going to be on Xbox as well?
I think it's.
I don't
think
remember.
it's on. I think it's on both, but I'm gonna see if this Kotaku story tells you what happened, like where it's all going. I honestly haven't been paying much attention to Destiny. I'm pretty sure it's on both platforms, though. Pretty sure.
PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One.
Yeah. Okay. So
Slated for September 9th.
Okay. That's this year. That's 5 months and 3 days. So, are you excited about Destiny? Now? Because
here's the funny thing.
Dude.
Like a bunch of people have already been playing the game a bit. Apparently, like everyone's opinion on the game so far has been kind of negative. It's just like,
Actually, I just opened this Kotaku story by Patricia Hernandez. I played 45 minutes of Destiny and it was kind of boring. Is the title. So, okay. Maybe it's like slow pace. Maybe it's like, more of a Gone Home, just giant spaceship full of story.
Giant spaceship full of story.
And audio logs, and occasionally you shoot something. Revolver-like weapon. Anyway, Destiny, $500 million. That's really the whole thing, but yeah. News.
Yeah, that's all we got for news for now, but like still, like that budget thing kind of blows my mind. Because like some people are bringing it up in the chat too. What happens if the project fails?
I think
I don't think it will. I think it'll be like decently well received, but I mean that's a lot of money. They said in the article how many games do they have to sell to actually make that money back? They'd have to sell about 15 to 16 million copies of the game at this normal $60 price to break even.
I'm like, is there in-game purchases and stuff? Like, is there a long tail on this?
I'm sure there'll be a bit of a long tail. Like Halo's had DLC since like 2. So.
Right. And I guess if like the current last generation platform version is pretty good too, like that there's giant user bases there waiting for something cool. So maybe that'll be a big support there. But yeah, no, it's a lot of money, and I guess we'll see if it turns out pays off. I liked some of those Halo games. Those were pretty good, right? That ODST. It was like a Firefly game, basically. Like you had all the guys, and it's okay. Let's move on to John's favorite part of the show.
Emails. I like how you're waiting for it for a second there.
Yeah, we have it written as questions here, but maybe we should just change that. A couple of them actually are emails. I went into the email account, pulled some stuff. Actually, there was one more I saw pop up on Facebook that I'll have to add stealthily during the question answering. Don't tell anyone. Okay. Jock wrote in, what do you guys think of the Mario Kart 8 promotion? I mean, we said it's happening.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of basically said already, but...
I think it's a cool idea. I'm a bit bummed out that we don't get the same choices that Europe gets.
Yeah, I guess knowing that there's a sweeter deal somewhere else kind of sucks, but that's just how it goes. I guess one of Allison's questions was similar on this. What game will you be getting with the promotion? That was I guess I'm just gonna fish through here for any Mario Kart 8 related inquiries and get them out of the way right now. I guess I already said Wii Party U. Pretty excited about it.
Yeah. So
I guess since you already have a game, all the games, what are you gonna do with your free game offer?
Here's the funny thing. T Chaos in the chat a while ago posted the list of what games Europe gets to choose from.
Yeah.
It's Nintendo Land, New Super Mario Bros. U, Game & Wario, Pikmin 3, Wind Waker HD, Sonic Lost World, Mario and Sonic 2014 Olympic Winter Games, Wii Party U, Wonderful 101, and Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. So out of all of those, the only one for the Wii U I don't own is Mario and Sonic Olympic Winter Games.
Awesome.
So if we had those options, that's what I would be getting.
Because at least it's something you don't have already. But
Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. I might just roll the die and see what I get. I might just offer it up as a prize to someone in a stream. Who knows?
okay. And I guess James also has questions along this line. Do you think the precedent set by Nintendo regarding Mario Kart 8 will continue? In other words, do you think that Nintendo will offer other deals when you buy a game and get another free? Or do you think this is just a tactic to sell more Wii U's and it will only be used one time?
1 sec. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, James, I think that this is probably a one-shot deal because, yeah, Wii U sales haven't been super high right now, but Nintendo's also been kind of generous with the whole, like, 3DS ambassador program and all that stuff. Like, they've given away free stuff before, so that would be kind of cool. But, I mean, if they just keep rolling this forward forever, then their kind of first-party stuff is just going to become valueless. Like, it's just like, oh, well, I'm not going to buy DK Tropical Freeze. I'll just buy the new Zelda game in a year and a half, and it'll probably be a free bonus. Like, I don't think they want you to kind of sit around waiting for those kind of bonuses to happen. Because, yeah, I mean, now I'm just thinking with the whole PlayStation Plus, like, I'll just wait for its free kind of pattern that I and many others have gotten into, of just kind of like, I don't want to buy Tearaway. I'll just wait until it's free because it's a first-party game. It's obviously going to eventually be free. That results in incredibly bad sales and stuff. So I don't know. That's a bad pattern to get into. Hey, John, I was just kind of rattling on about free stuff in other contexts, but do you think they'll do this again, personally?
Yeah, or no, hang on a sec. Sorry about that. That was someone at my door, which is why I had to go.
Oh, okay. I was
So
like,
that was my
important phone
that
call.
was my apartment buzzer. So
Oh, okay.
they're doing it solely because the Wii U is not selling that good right now, so they're trying to up sales. And they know that Mario Kart's one of their best-selling games on the system, so
Just kind of get you interested in some other Nintendo games if you got one.
yeah, they probably won't do it again for a while, but if they do, it'll probably be with Smash Brothers.
Oh, like just throw another little tease in there.
Any game that they know will like sell gangbusters, they will probably offer that promo just to make sure it sells a bit more and to get more people into more diverse games on the system.
And I guess it also just kind of fosters goodwill. Like, I brought up the 3DS ambassador thing of just being like, hey, a bunch of free stuff from Nintendo. Like, it's happened before as just being like a generous kind of, you know, apology thing in that case of just like, yeah, thanks for buying our thing when it was more expensive. Here's a bunch of cool stuff as kind of a pacification for that. I guess ideally they wouldn't want to do this over and over again because they're losing money, but building up a loyal fan base and whatever, that's kind of cool. I guess we kind of glossed over it, like, now that I'm just kind of jogged up and reminded about it. Like, do you think it's a cool, like, the whole Smash Brothers Invitational Tournament, do you think that's like a nice move by Nintendo to kind of finally start embracing the competitive thing people want from those games? Or is it...
I'm glad they're doing something like that because maybe now that means Evo won't be an issue anymore because they realize like how many people play Melee competitively.
Yeah.
Problem is, they haven't said who they're inviting out to that. If it's just going to be people that are at E3, if it's going to be actual like tournament players or what.
Right. I guess so. Yeah. So
And
is Ken gonna show up?
yeah, and what happens if the competitive players don't like the game? What happens if it just has the same problem that Brawl had, where people just liked Melee better?
Yeah. I guess it could backfire, but
It
it's
has
kind
an
of a cool...
it has an uphill battle, is the best way to put it. If they can pull it off, then I think they'll be in a really good position. But yeah, that's the problem they have right now.
Fair enough, yeah. I guess it was just kind of like, oh, Nintendo hosted Smash Bros. Tournament like a year or two ago. That would have been... that would never happen. But I guess, yeah, there's a bunch of caveats and whatnot. Oh, man, there's a couple more questions on the Facebook page that have popped up since I last checked it. Hey, John, are you interested in trying out Star Wars Empire at War and Forces of Corruption? That's from Fruit Puncher on Facebook.
I'm gonna Empire of War.
It says at War.
Empire at
But
War.
I don't know. Is that RTS game? Wasn't that a thing already?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
I've never tried out that game.
I haven't tried it either.
Star Wars games. Are you excited about new ones?
This isn't a new one. Empire at War's fairly old.
Okay, I guess
Like-
actually now that I'm thinking about it, LucasArts is gone. So
Yeah.
Disney made stuff or whatever, but that's probably a ways off.
Empire at War is like 2006.
I heard it was okay, but
I heard it was decent too.
I never checked it out. So I guess not really consciously thinking about Empire at War because it's an 8-year-old game, but there you go. And Forces of Corruption, do you know what that is? Is that a new thing they announced, or
Force of Corruption?
like it sounds like that's like Force Unleashed or something, but it's not because that franchise ended. Yeah.
I think that looks to be an expansion.
Okay.
Yep, Star Wars Empire at War, Forces of Corruption. Came out in or announced in 2006, and released in 2006.
Oh,
I've never played. Yeah, this is an old Star Wars game.
Yeah, Fruit Puncher is a fan of this RTS and wants us to check it out. Apparently, Star Wars. I played what the heck, Galactic Battlegrounds. I played a lot of that because my cousin thought it was so awesome, and it's okay. It's basically Age of Empires but with Star Wars.
Nice.
So
I was always a fan of the Battlefront games. Were always fun, and the Jedi Knight games.
Yeah, Jedi Knight. Like I kind of, they had a Star Wars sale because the May the 4th thing. So I was checking on Steam and realized I basically own all that stuff already. Like it was just like, oh man, KOTOR 2's on sale. Oh, I already have it. And like, oh, Jedi Knight pack. Oh, I have all of these. So eventually I'll probably go back and look at those. Andrew's question: in the long and storied history of top-down perspective, what is the most memorable episode to you guys? I want to listen to it. Does one stand out as being like the episode?
Any episode where you were always talking about Deadly Premonition was always my favorite.
I guess, yeah.
Because you were so passionate about it. It's just so funny.
I forget. I think it might have been the first one where I really went on about it, but yeah, there was a point where I was talking about how awesome it was. You could finally control turn signals and windshield wipers on your car, and I was really, really excited about that. Unfortunately, if I recall correctly, the sound quality in those early ones is kind of echoey because we were recording them in like a big basement room.
Yeah, because we were always over at Sean's apartment or Sean's house.
Yeah, so we were still figuring it out. So like, you can go back and listen to that one. I don't know.
I don't remember the actual episode number. It's fairly early.
Fairly early. Hopefully, Deadly Premonition is mentioned in the description somewhere. Yeah, that was definitely that was definitely one I remember. Like, our ongoing game boat fascination, whenever that crept up, was kind of fun too. But yeah, these are kind of earlier ones. Recent ones have been good too, though, right? Like our first video one, maybe. I don't know.
It was before we started doing the videos, so
yeah. Okay, and sorry, I mentioned like part of the question earlier. Allison writes in, first part of the question though is, I'm looking forward to Tomodachi Life. Hey, Jon or Nathan, will you be getting it? I finally looked at what this is.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the trailer to some extent, like the 11-minute thing that was part of Nintendo Direct. And weirdly, like the thing that I was reminded of, do you remember GameCube era Nintendo started talking about a thing called Stage Debut?
That sounds familiar.
I guess it was basically where the eventual idea for Mii's came from, which was like, import your picture and you can put it on this character model, and then there's weird mini games, and there was just like weird pictures of like Iwata and Miyamoto and stuff, but like in-game characters doing weird things. That never happened in that context. This basically looks like the realization of that dream of giving your Mii a like place to do stuff in. It almost looks like Nintendo doing The Sims or something, which it looked really weird. It was, yeah, like basically you are like, your Mii, it lives on this island, and then you just kind of create a personality profile out of little meters and stuff and put your face in there, and then there's like activities for you to go do and like go to the gym and stuff, but in this wacky Nintendo world. It looked kind of cool.
It seems zany enough that I might try it out, but I didn't get into Animal Crossing, so I don't know if this will grab me.
It also, yeah, it kind of looked like Animal Crossing-esque, but like very silly. Like I mean, Animal Crossing is like, hey, there's animals living in your town, and it's kind of ridiculous, but it's also like you just need to pay off your mortgage and stuff. This looked like just freewheeling, weird, zany town, like Nintendo social network kind of thing or something. I don't know. Maybe that'll be cool. But yeah, so will we be getting it? Maybe?
Well, no, I was say the game comes out next month, so we're definitely getting it here. But I'm sure one of us will pick it up. If not, Sean's probably gonna be reviewing it.
Yeah, June 6th is when that hits. So yeah, and hey, stage debut, the dream finally realized. Um, Mario Kart thing. Nathan, what shows are you watching right now? And John, why are your streams always so crowded? Why are you so popular, John? That's the real question.
Because I do videos on the internet.
Because you do video. Okay, cool. What shows am I watching right now? Hannibal was yesterday. We watched that, and Fargo, which is the locally made crime stuff, which it's super great seeing like a Calgary bus go by in the background of a scene. That has happened like twice now, and it's just like I know that. I've been there. That's awesome. So yeah, it's also a pretty cool show. Although occasionally the comedy's a little weird. Anyway, I don't know why. Are you watching any TV shows, John? Since we're talking about TV shows,
not at all.
Okay. None at all. Bruce writes in, what are your thoughts on periphery demographics in gaming? For example, children playing games that are aimed primarily at adults. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
What are the possible implications of this continuing trend? So I guess people buying stuff outside of their demographic barriers.
I'll tell you one thing. That stopped me from playing on Xbox Live a lot.
Yeah, fair enough. Or at the very least, my default with, like, we were talking about Bungie and the Halo, I would just mute everybody all the time. Like, just by default. Like, it's just like, maybe someone's saying something really cool right now, but I will never know because I'm just going to mute it. Like, maybe they're saying, good job, bro, that was a nice shot there, Krasnor. That was really rad what you just did.
No one is saying that because no one is that nice online, let's be honest.
I know, but I guess I wouldn't know either way. Like, the younger demographic playing stuff online led to silence for me. So, yeah. And I guess us in retail, there was always kind of... I specifically remember GTA 4 being a thing where it's just like, I'm basically just going to read this ESRB box to you, the parent, and see how that goes. And then, like, that typically resulting in, oh, no, that sounds terrible. So, yeah, kids buying stuff that they're not supposed to be playing. But are there any other kind of demographic things? Like, is there secretly a big audience for, like, the Dora games, and they're, like, older people?
A lot of college-age students actually do play those Dora games.
Like just early childhood class.
Yeah, because they can. I can't say anything. I played those stupid childhood games just for fun.
Okay. So, what are the implications of this? Like, I guess faulty sales data or something, maybe? Like...
Yeah, faulty sales data. That's really that's the only major implication, really. Like I jokingly said, them driving me off of Xbox Live because it was getting obnoxious listening to public chats.
Right. And I guess I'm just wondering if, like, part of it might be, like, if this happens all the time, would that age of the average age of the gamer kind of just keep inflating? But it's like, no, 12-year-olds are still playing. You just don't know it because they're buying M-rated stuff or whatever. Like, their parents are buying it. I guess, where does that number come from? Is it like surveys where they're like, hey, the average age of the gamer is now 36 or something? Like, is that from a survey pool, or is that
those are usually survey pools, yeah, and like marketing tracking information.
Okay. Like, kids playing iPhones, I don't know. But yeah. I guess gamers are getting older and older too, and then they've always been super young. Anyway, math. Thomas writes in with some questions. I guess this first stuff here is about your airplane experience. You know how one of the airport security guards was suspicious about you selling games? Imagine if she opened your bag full of games and you happen to be carrying that one game your friends tricked you into autographing for yourself. How worse do you think your already horrible plane trip could have gotten if that was the case, I guess? And I also, sorry about being part of that thing that happened.
Why would that matter?
I don't know. It would just be like an extra crestfallen moment of just like...
I would just be like, that's my name. Here's my business card.
Right.
That's all that would be. That would probably be less stressful because that would show I was actually holding on to my game. So if anything, that probably would have been the least stressful moment, if not like a small reprieve.
There you go. So opposite. That would have helped, maybe. So you're welcome. I was just filming. I didn't come up with the prank. But yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, if I had a game with like writing on it. Do you want another copy to kind of replace that one? It just seems sad, like if it's a collecting thing. Like Pikmin had an autograph on it. Although then I have Psychonauts with Tim Schafer's autograph on it, but I guess that makes more sense. Anyway, autographing. What are some of the weirdest, most niche genre of games you guys have played? I'm talking like visual novel, dating sim, or programming game, or vehicle simulation game. Okay.
Probably like visual novel because Phoenix Wright is technically that.
I guess. Like,
Phoenix
you
Wright
play weird stuff though. Isn't there something more fringe than that?
Goat Simulator, Farm Simulator, a lot of weird specific simulators.
Yeah, I mean, like I played Euro Truck Simulator too, but that's also kind of a popular one.
I guess
so...
I've played a dating sim of myself.
What?
Yeah.
Like, was it a mod or something? Like
no, it was a Flash game someone made. So I was the person you were trying to woo with a friend of mine, but the friend was a guy, so it was a yeah, that was a thing. It was a thing that happened.
Did it just use pictures or like art drawings?
Art.
Oh, okay. I guess that's pretty specifically weird. Man, I don't know. Visual novel. I mean, I've played visual novels, but I don't find those super strange anymore. Dating sims, like, does the Field of Magic count? That's such a weird...
No, that's a minigame collection.
But it's about a relationship.
That game itself is weird as hell, and so is the Rub Rabbits, the one where you're just trying to make a baby.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'll go with like weird rhythm games like that as just strange things. Finally, what's the longest continuing session of one game you've ever done? What game was it, and how long was the session?
Killer 7.
Wow.
At least 12 hours.
Wow.
I played the majority of that game in one sitting.
Were you just transfixed? Like it was just...
Yeah, and then I stood up because I realized, I needed to eat food, and then almost blacked out. I take good care of myself. Although this was like 2006 or 2005.
I guess the atmosphere is just so thick, you just got caught in Suda's web of strangeness. Didn't even notice. That's a strange one for that kind of marathon. I played a lot of Metal Gear Solid 3 in one big continuous stretch. That was probably like 8 hours. Elder Scrolls stuff pulls me in for untold amounts of time. I don't even know sometimes. Like, it is like that, oh, it's dark out now kind of realization. But yeah, there's probably a Skyrim or Oblivion binge that was 10, 12 hours. Well, I guess we were talking about Dead Rising at the very start of the show. I did the survival mode thing, but that also included, like, I think you could basically rely on the controller dying and it would actually stop the game. So I did sleep while doing
it. That was one thing you could do with that ridiculous, like, 7 in-game days with no saving mode.
Yeah, I slept and left my system on overnight to fully accomplish that, but that was kind of 2 days that involved long stretches of Dead Rising happening. And I got those, but I never got like the weirder, more specific achievements of like Frank the Pimp and stuff. Like there's 200 points I never got in that game because they're just kind of more demanding than just play it a lot.
Apparently Frank the Pimp's actually not that hard to get if you follow a specific guide. Like, do these specific missions and you've got it.
Yeah, it's like starting over and doing things in very specific orders. And then I guess you can also get another achievement by doing that one, right? Where you have a X number of survivors with you at the same time.
Yeah, because you need, I think, 8 ladies, and there's an achievement for having 8 survivors on group at one time.
Yeah, so I guess I could go back and do that, but that's probably realistically not going to happen.
Yeah.
Andrew K has a couple questions. Sorry, I just took all the questions. Is that okay?
That's okay. So we got 4 questions left, basically. 3 from Andrew and 1 from James.
Yeah. Are you guys looking forward to summer games done quick? And if so, what runs are you looking forward to? He's personally looking forward to System Shock 2, Ape Escape 2,
Tohovania 2,
and Bunny Must Die, Bleed, and Octodad. What is Tohovania is my first question.
It is a Castlevania-style game with the Toho characters. Toho is that famous bullet hell shooter series that a fan made.
Oh, okay. So there you have it. I'm looking at the list now to kind of see what's up. I'm seeing Pikmin on there, so that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, I'm not going to look at the list till later, but a buddy Pico is going to be doing a run of Goosebumps Attack of the Mutants.
Okay.
So I'm excited to see that and see how that goes over. Everything else I'll worry about when it comes closer to Summer Games Done Quick.
Oh, I guess, yeah, when is that? I guess we can say. It just says 2014, April 23rd it was updated. June 22nd looks like when it kicks off. So, cool. Banjo-Tooie was a weird game. 3 hours and 15 minutes. Dang.
That's a long game.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff to collect. Question 2. I recently started playing through Final Fantasy 12 and was pleasantly surprised to find out that it wasn't as bad as everyone said it was. So what was so bad about it to get so many people to hate it?
Yeah, I actually liked 12. I was in the minority. The story, I think most people that I heard complaining about was the battle system because it was basically MMO-style controls and not like traditional JRPG controls.
Yeah.
And the storyline was just kind of super serious. Like, it was set in the world of the Final Fantasy Tactics universe, which doesn't like really joke around that much.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have it. I've never played it extensively. Like, did you finish it? Did you actually?
No, I didn't because God Hand came out.
Okay. Actually, I guess, yeah, it wasn't God Hand, but I was saying, like, I don't know if it was people hating it or just so much as dismissing it, because that game came out, like, right before Next Gen happened, essentially. Like, it was, like, one of the last PS2 era games, and it was like, well, I could play this, or I could move on to, like, HD stuff or whatever, and a lot of people kind of opted to jump on that, so I don't know. I remember playing the demo on Dragon Quest VIII. They included a demo.
Yeah.
And you fought a dinosaur, I think. So I don't know. I ended up picking it up eventually. I have no like strong feelings against it. I just never really had time for it. Same way I never finished Okami. Like, it was just kind of late entries in that generation that kind of got preempted in favor of new stuff, which is kind of unfortunate. But maybe I'll go back and check it out sometime. Although, yeah, this 10 HD came out. Do they have any plans for more HD?
Probably, but 10 was requested for a while, so.
12 less popular. So
I see like 9 getting an HD remake before 12.
Well, and 7 and 8 got Steam PC.
But they already had PC ports to begin with.
Well, back in the day they were on PC.
Yeah, that's all those are. Those are ports of those PC ports.
Yeah, but I guess just they're easy to get again, which is cool. Yeah. Anyway, what is your favorite fighting game character? No crossover games are allowed, so you can't just be like, hey, Spider-Man, or I really like Mario, or Nathan Drake. Sorry, I'm reading his examples.
Why doesn't that count? Because there are a lot of crossover fighting games and a lot of characters who show up in multiple crossover games.
I guess he probably means the licensed characters, maybe. So, I can't say, oh, I really like Batman because I played Mortal Kombat versus DCU. I think he's saying, these characters exist because fighting games.
I assume they're, specifically saying, only, fighting game only characters. But, it seems kind of weird to dismiss all those genres like Marvel vs. Capcom, Smash Brothers, PlayStation All-Stars. Those are the examples they list.
Right. But, I guess even in the rosters of some of those, you could choose Ken and he's in Marvel vs. Capcom, but that doesn't mean...
Yeah.
That doesn't preclude that.
Terry Bogard.
Terry Bogard? Is that King of Fighters?
Yep. King of Fighters, Fatal Fury. Yep.
Okay. Man. Trying to think, played some of the, Paul, it's got that big hair.
The big hair.
Tekken, that guy's okay. Although he's not the main guy I play in Tekken either, so Heihachi again, rad hair. I'm just thinking of Namco apparently. Fighting game character. Namco does crazy endings. I was just playing Mortal Kombat again, and I kind of like that whole cast, but no one dude. Maybe Scorpion.
Out of Mortal Kombat, I'd always say Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage, okay.
Johnny Cage.
He's pretty funny. Seeing him again with kind of wisecracacks
and the award goes to
a normal dude who accidentally stumbled into this actual battle of wizards and interdimensional horrors. It's just whatever, man, movies, and it's just no, that guy actually had his spine ripped out, and he's just oh, yeah, he's okay. It's kind of like Duke Nukem though, a little bit. The shades,
I guess.
not. I guess I shouldn't hold that against him. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like I've played fighting games. They don't really like their characteristics and like personality and story doesn't usually come across as much like what moves do you like. So just,
You
like,
have to
Blanca.
look a little bit more into like the backstory of those characters to get like the information on that.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna say Blanca,
All right.
and we'll move on to the last question.
All right. Last question.
James, I already asked this.
What? Do you think the
Oh,
precedent
wait.
set by Nintendo regarding marketing will continue? In other words, do you think that Nintendo will offer other deals when you buy a game and get another free as they've done with Mario?
I
Or do you
asked
think
that.
there's
That
just
was-
tactic sell more reuse? Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the Mario Kart thing. It's okay, though, because we're not done. Facebook had a couple new ones. If Nintendo does something like actual real-life versions of the character trophies for the new Smash Bros. Game, how would you feel about that?
Sorry, say that again?
Actual real-life character trophies for new Smash. Argent is asking.
Oh, if they sold those?
I guess so, or they're like
Yeah, no,
promotional
that'd be
item
cool.
or
I'd buy
something.
them.
Okay. So positively, I guess. And last question, which is a perfect kind of segue into some stuff. Christopher asks, will you guys do a crossover with the RuneScape podcast? RuneScape Radio. Probably not, but since you brought it up, if you guys want to review us on iTunes or anything, that's cool. If you want to ask us questions, as we've just been answering them, at TDP Podcast on Twitter. There's the Facebook account, which I'm reading this off of right now, Top Down Perspective, and there's also an email, which is topdownperspective@gmail.com, which I checked like an hour ago, so if someone just sent something in, I apologize.
So,
Yeah.
the description of collaborating with the RuneScape podcast just puts me in the idea of taking their last podcast, cutting up little sound bites, and just using them as a soundboard to respond to our questions.
Oh, like just sample the RuneScape podcast and kind of
That'd be
develop some beef
that'd be
in.
so dumb, but it'd be so good.
It would be pretty dumb, but yeah, I don't know. It stood out to me so weird that this 7-year-old thing is still there. But yeah, it review us on iTunes and whatnot. That's it for questions. Games of the week. I mean,
Picross E4, because I love me some
Dang.
Picross.
take that, Rusty. I won't hassle you about it because I don't know firsthand. But all right, Picross. I'm gonna go. Like, since I'm apparently only a third into Asura's Wrath, I'm gonna say like a lot of my enjoyable gaming time this week was Pikmin 3. That was a fun like return to that whole franchise and everything. That was fun to see. So, Pikmin 3, one of the free games with Mario Kart 8, recurring recommendation.
Check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
Download it on your local internet.
Yeah. I wonder how many gigs that would be. I don't even know. It's a 32 gig system, so that could be a problem eventually. But anyway, that's it for us here at the Top Down Perspective. Next week, who knows who'll be here? It might just be me. It could be, like, Sean might be back, but yeah, John will be gone, though. So say goodbye, John.
Goodbye. I'll miss you.
Thank you.
I won't miss you.
Oh, man.
I'll be on vacation, so I don't know.
All right. And thanks to everybody for stopping by live. See you guys next time.
Later, guys.